of who he is. Yes. See, it's not the Jesus that lived, although that was, absolutely valuable. But he is alive and well today in us. Not just in this planet, but within us. Amen. We are Christ in us. We are the light of the world. We are the ones he has left behind. We've been left behind. Oh, yeah. To be Christ to others who do not know who he is.
That's right.
And where's Donna? Yeah, Donna. I love your title, whatever that is. VP of Ministry. Yeah. They'll have a lot of VPs around here. You're more people, right? VIPs. Everybody's a VIP, right? But when you were standing here and they were prophesying over you, I just want you to know what has been in your heart for years, God is about to fulfill in you. Yes. I am, as Beth told you, I'm kind of outrageous. I'll tell you more about that in just a minute. But people think I'm crazy. They think I've got crazy ideas. But you know what? God loves people with crazy ideas. I mean, come on. Did he have a pretty crazy idea? Yes. He sent his son down here to live a perfect life that he could fulfill the laws and he could then die, resurrect, and give us that life fulfilled in him. What a crazy idea. But you know what? It works. So God loves people with unique, unusual things within them. He has created you very uniquely for such a time as this. I know we use that term, we overuse that term. But he said he's called you, and all that you were dreaming of and that you've envisioned for years, you will see fulfilled in the days ahead. And he's given you a team of people to work together. Listen, I can see a group of women changing this region. Amen. Listen, as good as that is, it's not about y'all. It really is about him. But we must decrease that he would increase. People are going to say there's something going on. There's a group of women. It doesn't matter if they know who your name is or who you are. That's right. But they know there's a power that's moving, that's being impacted in this region, that's changing this region. And I concur with what y'all said. The girl that's coming next month. Listen, you need to make yourself aware of where the enemy is. Because let me tell you, every place the enemy has a stronghold, you already have authority over that place. Quit being afraid of it. Quit backing down and saying, well, I wish we could do something about it. Well, exactly why do you think you're here? Hello. Listen, you are in this place for this time for the very thing that the enemy thinks he's got a stronghold in. It's amazing to me when I see happening in our nation. There has been a groundswell of people who have just gotten sick and tired of giving in to all the things that are taking over our nation. And you're part of that group. I mean, it's not. I mean, Trump's president. That's great, but listen, that just is like the point of the arrow, and I know y'all are doing it. That breaks open the dam. And that thing's fixing to break loose in this whole nation. Because people are tired of sitting back and being quiet and not being who God's called us to be. And when we have a group of people that come into agreement for the purposes of God for a region, you will see changes. And that will be what you have. Listen, don't try to go back and do what was done 50 years ago. I love Jane Hammond. I love the Aglow Fellowship. But I'm telling you, they haven't seen nothing yet. Nothing has happened in comparison to what God has prepared. And you know what? I'm so happy. I live to see today. Listen, the enemy's going to take me out most of my life. If I get through telling you, go like, oh my gosh. But you know what? Everything that he tried to use has only strengthened me and made my determination stronger. And I'm going to live for Christ, and everything he tried to do is just a testimony of the goodness of God in your life too. Every one of you. There is no exception. There is not an exception in this room. Every single one of you have a testimony that God is going to use in these days to impact and change life. It started in the neighborhood, started in the grocery store. My favorite ministry place. Where is that, Vanessa? Walmart. I pastor a church. I'd still rather go to Walmart. I'm telling you, one night in Walmart, I'd just been shopping or something. I don't know, remember what I said. I dressed up. I don't get dressed up to go to Walmart. I I do better than some of them, okay? I'm not yet to the point where I'm wearing my pajamas, but anyway, I was dressed up. I had just walked in the front door of Walmart. I was about 20 feet in. I saw a lady I hadn't seen in about 3 years, and she runs over to me, Sheila, I've been thinking about you. And then she started just pouring out her heart about some things that were going on in her life. I'm standing there holding my card. I began to pray for her right there. And before I got through praying for her, 5 women were standing in line for me to pray for her in Walmart. I mean, the doors are wide open. Do you see it? We have this unusual Walmart in Branson, Missouri. How many of you know about Branson, Missouri? Really crazy town, right? I mean, it is. We had, when I moved there, 3,700 people lived in the town, and we were having about 3 million visitors in. Now, I think last year we right on the edge of 10 million visitors. We now have a total population of what, about 12,000? Oh, we've really grown, 12,000 people. But the world comes to Branson. So they built this new super center, which is right around the corner from me, about 2 blocks from my house. And the aisles are, they're the widest aisles in any Walmart. I think it's number 4 in the world in space capacity in this little bitty town. So they don't really need all the space, so they have wide aisles, and I love it. And I said, the day I walked through, the first time I walked through there about 10 years ago when they opened, I came home back to the church and I said, man, they built the Walmart for us. Because when we start walking through those aisles and the people are falling out under the shadow of our presence, there's plenty of room when you keep all the shopping. Listen, we got to begin to expect those things. And I have confessed that for 10 years, and I am seeing it happen in Walmart. I'm telling you. God gives you specific assignments. It may not be what you thought. Some of you are going like, well, I'm not the president of whatever, and I'm not the pastor of what. Listen, you have an assignment that only you can do. Can I tell you this? I didn't want to be a pastor, but I sure didn't want to be a pastor's wife. No, that's the truth. I was one, and I really broke the mold. It was like, I had the perfect pastor's wife, Aunt, my dad's brother's wife, Aunt Alice. She was the perfect pastor's wife. Quiet, soft-spoken, obedient, submissive, all those things. And then I came along. You don't really want me to be. I want to be a missionary. Listen, I was raised Southern Baptist. And in Southern Baptist, we had missionaries all over the world. How many of you know who Bertha Smith is? Were you in the back? Bertha Smith. I love Bertha Smith. I loved all the missionaries in China, but I used to say I want to be a missionary because I want to be like Bertha Smith. Then I figured it out about 10 years ago because they would let her get up and preach in front of all those men. Right. Because she was a missionary. Now, if you were a pastor's wife, you would never preach in front of all those men. So I'm just being funny, but it's true. It's true. And I love the ministry. I am addicted to ministry. 1 Corinthians 16 says that Paul's writing, he says, bless them that are addicted to ministry. And I thought it was a bad thing at first. And he goes on to say, because they have a heart to contribute to others. So I am addicted to ministry. I'll be 69 years old, and man, I've never been happier doing what I'm doing. I ain't going to stop now. I'm just getting started good. So listen, I'm telling you, this is the time for us to rise up and become everything God has called us to be. That's right. Every single one of you have a life and a purpose in this hour, or you wouldn't be here. Right. God doesn't waste time on things that have no value. Yes. And He has invested in your life. He's invested opportunities, testimonies, experiences that will charge you, push you right into the next, propel you into the next place He has for you. Yeah. I mean, this is the most exciting time ever. The doors are opening. Can you see it? Yes. I love that passage in Revelation chapter 4. What's that say?
I stand at the door.
Oh. No, he didn't say I stand at the door. He said, behold, I have set before you an open door. Yes. Quit saying, I wish God would open the door. No, open your eyes and see. He already said it. I have set before you an open door. I have set before you an open door. Open your eyes and see what it is. Quit looking around. Quit looking at hers and saying, man, I wish I could go through that door. Oh, I'd sure like that door. Behind door number 1 or door number 2. No, it's your door.
Yeah.
He has a specific door. And this wasn't even where I was going. I never even got there. But this is all free, okay? I have set before you an open door. And the problem is, you are hanging on to your past for your excuse. You are hanging on to your husband for your excuse. You are hanging on to your kids for your excuse. You are hanging on to your grandkids for your excuse. You've made every excuse in the world. I can't. And God said, the door is open. All you have to do is step through it.
Amen.
All you have to do is step through it. But if you're tied to your past, if you're tied to all your soul ties, if you're tied to your emotions, if you're tied to your failures, then you can't get through that door. You cannot step over that threshold into what He has for you. So I'm saying tonight, step into what He has already set before you. Open your eyes and see it. You've been blinded by your emotions. You know, we talk about the enemy a lot. Hello, yes. That is exactly. But someone said to me, I love this, I have seen the enemy, and the enemy is enemy. Say it to yourself. I have seen the enemy, and the enemy is enemy. I am my own biggest enemy. My stupid, stinking thinking is the biggest enemy I have. Because I have already talked myself out of what God's already said I could do. He said you can have what you want. You can do what I said. I'll give you everything that you need. And you said, but I can't, I don't have. So it's your stinking thinking. Don't blame the devil. Remember Flip Wilson? Put your foot and say, the devil made me do it. That's the church. The devil made me do it. So we sit here and can't do nothing. Well, who is more powerful? Excuse me? Greater is He that is in me than he is in this world. Quit blaming stupid little winks and devil. He is on the losing side, and he is really losing bad these days. Okay? Remember how the kids go, loser? You think the devil is loser? Loser. We are what? Victorious. We are winners. We are the ones that overcome the enemy by the blood of the Lamb, the word of our testimony, and because we don't care. We just don't care. Do what you want to do, right? Whatever you want to do to me. You can't stop me. You can try to kill me. I had cancer in my face 6 times. They told me I'd never... Well, first of all, they told me I'd die. 100 doctors told me I'd die. Well, that was 39 years ago. I'm still waiting. My joke now is I probably outlived all the doctors that told me I'd die. I want to do it and say, ha ha. But anyway, then they told me, well, if you live, you won't be able to talk, you'll lose your voice. And my husband said, fat chance. Well, that's the key. He's a lot nicer than I did. He probably wouldn't have said it that way. But that's how I heard it. And then they said, your face will age. And you'll lose all your teeth. These are still my teeth. And this, I've not had one piece of plastic surgery. I've had 6 operations, 8,500 rads of radiation on my face, and this is the real deal right here. God has been good to me. And so I can't use that excuse. Oh, I can't talk, and I had cancer. And he said, so what? That is a weapon of your warfare. That is a weapon you have to defeat the enemy. That is your testimony, and it overcomes the enemy every time. Someone tells me they have cancer, let me say what God did for me. I was just walking through the line the other day at Sam's. Y'all have Sam's right here, right? Oh, yeah. You know, I'm up in the northwest, near the northwest part of Arkansas, where the big Walmart, Wally World headquarters is. My son-in-law works at the corporate headquarters. We call it Walmart. But anyway, it happened to me. But I was going to Sam's the other day. I did have all the saliva glands cut out on the side, radiation back killed the other one, so I get a little dry. Doesn't stop me. I may spit and spurter a little while, but I'm still doing radio 20 years old, if you can believe it. Wow. And I hosted the radio program 10 times last month. I preached 17 times. And so if If he'd get busy, he might keep me from doing something, but so far that worked. But I was, where was I going with that? The bird flew off the limb. No. I'll fly back in a minute. I was in Sam's. Thank you. I was in Sam's. I was walking out, and this girl said, "You've got the greatest smile." And I said, "Let me tell you about my smile. This is something I promised God."
Yeah.
Every time somebody mentions my smile, I'm going to tell them about my smile.
Yeah.
I said, "I'm not supposed to have a face, let alone smile." I said, "Doctors want to remove half my face. I had cancer in my face 6 times, and God healed me and delivered me." And I said, "And I thank Him for the smile I have." And she started crying. I went, "Oh, I'm sorry." I didn't know it. And she said, "I've never heard anybody say that. They just diagnosed my dad with cancer, and they told him he's going to die." I said, 100 doctors told me I'd die. They don't know what God knows.
Right.
And I stood right there standing, she's shaking me out, and I'm praying for her. I gave her my card, and she said, "Can I have my dad call you? Nobody's told him you can be healed."
Oh.
And I said, "I'll be happy to tell you that.
Yeah.
God is still the healer. He is still the deliverer. He's still the one that sets us free." Yes. You see, I mean, every place you go, a door opens. If you're just looking for the open door. If you're not expecting it, you'll never see it.
Right.
So open your eyes and see. It's there. There's always open doors for you. It's not just when not to take away from what y'all do. It's not just a planned opportunities. Our life becomes a reflection of Christ everywhere we go. My best story about Walmart. Maybe this is the best story about Walmart. I love this story. I had driven over, my grandkids all live in Northwest Arkansas. I have 7 grandkids. And I'd been over there, and I was driving back to Branson. It's about a 2-hour drive. And I got really tired, and I got to Berryville, Arkansas. Well, if you lived there, it's Barrville, Arkansas. And that probably tells you all you need to know about Barrville, Arkansas. We are hillbillies. And I just got really tired. I thought, man, I need to stop and take a break and get some Coke or coffee or something. So I'll go to the Walmart and I get me a drink, and I'm just walking around looking at the sale racks. It's like I have a magnet to the sale racks. You raise 5 kids, you go and you look for sale racks, right? And I'm just turning, and by myself, I'm just turning the racks around, and this woman walks over to me and says, "What'd you say?" And I said, "Ma'am, I'm by myself." I'm thinking, well, I don't know, sometimes I might be talking. We heard that lady this morning in the coffee room at the But I said, "No, ma'am, I didn't say anything." She said, "Are you sure?" And I said, "No, ma'am, I didn't." But I said, "Well, what did you think I said?" And she said, "I don't know. I thought you said something about cancer." And I said, "Well, I don't remember saying anything, but you didn't hear me. You heard God.
Yeah.
He told you to come over and ask me about it." I just began to tell her about my cancer. And she just began to weep. She said, "My daughter just was diagnosed for the 4th time with cancer in her face." And she went like that. And she said, "Told her she won't live." I said, "They're lying." God's a healer. And we just stood right there in Walmart and prayed. I was going like, let me tell you, I wasn't looking for that door, but God was looking for me to be there. He made me tired, so I'd stop. I'm just telling you, everywhere you go, there's a door that opens before you. Step through the door. I could have said, "No, ma'am, you're crazy." I didn't say anything. But Holy Spirit said, "She needs to talk to you." I'm telling you, there is a door set before you every day of your life. And you are the key to talking, to telling someone else what God wants to do with them. You have the message. You have the testimony that helps them overcome the enemy that's coming against them. You are the one God planted in that place with the very story they need to hear. So quit putting it off. Just say, "I'm ready, God, today." Man, who are we taking for Christ today? We're taking the world for Christ, right? We're taking our neighbor for... Come on, God's sending us out every day to do exactly what He wants us to do. That's what we're on assignment for. Amen? How about you? You getting addicted to the ministry? I mean, it is fun living that way. It is the greatest life. And you know what? I think often, and Vanessa can tell you this, I think often of, was it Tom Sawyer, he was painting the pins, and he had so much money, everybody would come paint the pins, they started paying him to paint his pins. That's the way I feel about my life.
Yeah.
If I just look like I'm having a fun, people come on, well, they haven't really started paying me yet, but they'll be getting it done, you know what I'm saying? If we are having fun being a Christian, don't you think that's kind of contagious?
Yes.
Why not? I mean, these prune-faced, sourpuss people that are looking for somebody to get, oh, look at him, he's got tattoos. You know, I would go, man, that is the neatest tattoo. You really looks like the kind of lady that likes tattoos. I'm like, yeah. I said, I'll make a joke like, well, I thought about that one time, and then I got older. I figured it'd be kind of sad, you know. Tell them something, you know. But I make it fun, and then I just make a friend. Before you know it, doors open. Amen. We got to quit looking down on people, begin to see things about them that we can connect with, and begin to tell them our story.
Yes. Right.
I can tell them I have a few tattoos.
Yeah.
I have a few babies, a few stitches tattooed across my belly. Yeah. I had cancer, I had tattoos across my... Listen, we can identify with anybody.
Yeah.
I thank you, ladies. My son is walking. He is out of the hospital. He got out yesterday. I know why we were praying. January the 28th. He'd been sick in November. He's 42 years old, good looking, big guy, big strapping guy, and in November he ended up in the hospital really, really sick. And they told him his heart, he had congestive heart failure, COPD, he could hardly breathe. Anyway, he stayed about 4 or 5 days in and just wasn't even walking out of the hospital, didn't take his medicine, got worse. And you know, what can you do? Yeah. He's 42 years old, he's on his own, he's not my baby. I mean, he's still my baby, but he's not the one, I can't treat him like a baby anymore. And he called me January the 28th, I was at TJ Maxx, and he said, and I was 2 blocks from where he was, and I rushed over there, and so as soon as he saw me, he gets out to the car. I mean, he was walking like an 80-year-old man that couldn't breathe. Got in the car and stuck in there, couldn't say anything. We're about 3 miles from the hospital. I get him over to the hospital, drop him off at the emergency room, park my car. By the time I get back in there, they got him on oxygen, they're giving him Lasix to get the fluid off. That night he got worse, he got worse. When we got there, his blood pressure was 243 over 187, and it kept spiking from there. It never went down. They gave him all kinds of things to try to bring it down. And the doctor came to me at about, we probably got there about 5, and about 10 he said, Miss Artt, we're gonna have to induce him in a coma, or he won't live. He won't make it through the night. I said, you do what you gotta do. And I said, you know better what to do than I do. I said, I'm out here praying, and you take care of me, and you do what you gotta do. And he did, and then he came back in a few minutes. He said, I'm gonna have to paralyze him. He said, I've got to paralyze him for about 30 minutes, and we'll have a team. He said, I've got to coordinate it. We've got about 10 people come in, and he tells me all the stuff they're going to do to him. I said, do what you got to do. Oh, I forgot to tell you, as soon as I walked out of his room, Dr. Clarice Fluid, I don't know if y'all know her, she works with Patricia King. She's a powerful woman of God, a good friend of mine. She called me, and I didn't even look at the phone. It's crazy I didn't even answer the phone. I just said, hello. She said, Shelia? I said, yeah, it's Clarice. And she said, and she started praying in tongues and just prayed over me. And as the doctors were putting all the tubes in him, I'm walking the halls in the emergency room, and we're praying out loud. And I walked back, standing in front of the nurse's station. The doctor walks over to me, and he said, you are the most unusual mother I've ever worked with. And I said, sir, and he said, usually a mother who has a child like that is screaming at me and in the room getting in my way. And he said, you stepped out of the room and just walked away as calm as anything. He said, sir, I said, it's not me. I said, I've told you, I can't do anything. I'm praying for him, and I trust God's giving you wisdom. And he said, I knew you were a believer. He said, me too. I said, I'm so glad. And he said, we're doing all we can for your son. And so I told Glenn I knew it was unusual, but the doctor told me I unusual. But Timo went into, they kept him in coma for 12 days. And it's a long story, and I won't go into all of it, but he was as close to death as you can be and not get there. I mean, really, It was just unbelievable. His heart was about to explode. They drained off 37 pounds of fluid in his body. And the 28th until last Saturday was 2 full weeks, and Sunday morning he was dismissed from the hospital.
Wow.
Now, we've got a long road to go. He's doing great. I can tell already his mind's coming back clear. I mean, he was... But I tell you, when you started coming out and you're still under a lot of influence of drugs, I'd read comments and prayers that people were sending from all over the world. I think we counted 12 different nations that people had written and say they were praying. And he's just crying and crying. He was so impacted. I mean, this boy has had a call in his life, all of his life. Best can tell you, I've seen it from the day. You just have, if you met him, people like him. He's working in a restaurant as a manager. People call him over the table and say, "Would you have the blessing for our family? We just like you." And he's as far away from God as he thinks he can run. And I'm going like, it doesn't matter. God's still got his hand on you. I used to say to him, "Run, son, run. You'll run right into God because he is too big to miss." Let me tell you, he was in that coma. He ran right into God. He was telling people that I'm a miracle. God did a miracle in me. It's by the grace of God I'm alive. I'm going like, woo! Preaching my message. I am so excited. I know we've got a ways to go, but God is not done yet with him. Well, and many of us have that testimony. But thank you for your prayers. Thank you, man. When I heard y'all were praying, then I meet you guys and I said, woo, these are a bunch of praying women. Yeah, that's what you all praying for. But God has been so good, and I do appreciate that. But it's just we just made a step. Oh, the other thing I told the doctor is I said, we lost a daughter six years ago to cancer. She was a coach in Dallas, Texas, coach of the year 3 years in a row, voted by the Dallas School Board, and George and Laura Bush said flowers for Chaska. I mean, she was like the coach. That was her life, and that's all she cared about. And this strange, unusual cancer called cholangiocarcinoma took over her body, and for 18 months, they said she lived 3. We had her 18 months, and God did such a restoration in her life and in our family. It's just been the most amazing journey. But I said, I've seen God carry my child for 18 months and use that time. And I'm just giving the doctor our testimony, and I said, I know God is still in the healing business, and I expect my son to walk out of this hospital.
That's right.
And so, when you go join your faith, when you speak your faith out, people will agree with you now. If you speak doubt and fear, guess what? They join their faith with you. Be it done unto you according to your faith. What are you believing for? What do you believe God will do? Speak what you believe he'll do, and get people agreeing with you before you know it. You're going to all be walking in that faith, seeing that God is doing exactly what he said he did. Don't confess the doubt. Don't confess the fear. Don't confess the negative. Confess God's purpose, his plan, his promises. Because his promises are true 100% of the time. Never changed his mind. Did he? Not at all. He is true. Oh, let me see. Now I'll go back and introduce myself. Oh, wow. Okay, let me see. I did have a few notes I wanted to see here. I don't know if you can see it, or if I get come here, Vanessa. This is Vanessa. And Vanessa is my spiritual daughter. She's my assistant. I don't like that term. We're a team, because she bosses me where I'm one. So she tells people I'm her boss, and I'm like, boy, is that a misnomer? It's nothing to do with our relationship. She's always bossing me around. But and good luck on that one, right? Yeah. And Bess brought her the anchor. Thank you. She also brought me the arrows, and she told me about y'all's arrows. I love that. I love Texas. We lived in Texas for a number of years, pastored in Sulphur Springs, Texas. Yeah. I say people, I try to be careful because when I tell people, say we're living in Sulphur Springs, they go, Sulphur Springs. And I said, how do you believe? Hold that for a second. Okay. Tell them what you need to tell, and then I'll finish. Yeah, you got something to tell.
Well, we're just talking about, one that was talking about fear and love, and this is something that, the opposite of fear is love. It's not faith, it's love, because perfect love casts out fear. And the thing is the more you fall in love with Jesus and the more you allow His love to flow through you, the less you will fear. So what are you afraid of? Because what you're afraid of, put that in the hands of God and let His love flow through you. And then when it flows through you, you will not be afraid of that anymore. And don't let fear stop you from doing what God called you to do, because that's not God. And there's something I want to tell you, Miss Bess, you were talking. You're talking about resurrection. When an acorn's planted, it takes a long time to grow, but it has to die first before it grows. And then when it grows, it provides shade for so many other things. And so that's what you've got. It's not something that died and came back to life. It's something that died to make shade for more. And it's multiplying.
Thank you, Vanessa. I've known Vanessa for 16 years, and she was working in another ministry, and when she went to work for them, I'm thinking, I wish I would ask her to work for them. I really need her help. But I said, well, Lord, you got a plan. So she was excited about it. And she went and worked with them for a while, called me one day and said, this isn't working out. And she started telling me, I said, don't tell me what the problem is. Tell me what you want to do. She said, I want to work for you. I said, me too. So I thought, this is my solution. I don't need to know what the problem is. God creates issues. So here she is. It's a funny thing. And we started in September, and she planned our 50th wedding anniversary. So I do her out. Gave us a big party. And she's been such a blessing. But when she quotes me back to me, I have a problem. I have a picture of you. You can't see it real well. It says, may the God of hope fill you with joy and peace as you trust in Him. Romans 15:13. And I sent that picture. I took a picture of it and wrote, happy birthday, Bess. Happy birthday, my sweet friend. Say, this still hangs in my bedroom. So I'm reminded of you every day. I love you, Bess. You are such a light in this world, celebrating your life. She gave me that little picture. Now, how many times do you leave and you give the pastor a gift when you're leaving? But she did. She gave me that gift, that little plaque, and it still hangs in my bedroom. Even though we moved. And so, love you. And every time I see it, I think of Bess. And she's been gone from us for 17 years, so that's a long time, right? For some of you, it's a lifetime, right? It doesn't feel like long anymore, does it? Okay, so I want to tell you about Bess. Okay, we're going to put notes. No, I'm over you. I'm kidding. Oh, and I want to also address one thing. I know probably because your PA person wrote the promo on me. I never use the word survivor. Okay. And I knew I could say it because I knew it was Bess that did that. Yeah. But I don't allow. I need some water. I don't. They've asked me to be in many of the cancer runs and things. Yeah. And they always want you to say you're a survivor, and I said I won't say that. Yeah. And they go, well, that's what they are. And I said, no, ma'am, I'm an overcomer. Yeah. I have, surviving to me is like just barely hanging on and just barely making it. And I said, no, I have overcome cancer. It came against me, but it didn't stay. So I don't ever allow that word to be used around me. You are not a survivor. You are an overcomer. You've overcome because of the blood of the Lamb. It's in your life. Okay? And then she said that I survived as a victim. I don't use that word either. I'm sorry. I can just pick it on you best. But I am not a victim of kidnapping and rape. I had an attack against me that a man did kidnap me and did rape me. But I was never a victim of his intentions. I'm victorious. So when the word victim comes up, I said, no, I'm victorious. I'm victorious over the things that people try to victimize us with. You know, we have become a victimized society. Let's get over our hurts. Let's get over our wounds. I love it when people go, like, I mean, I'm talking to people having a good time, and then something comes up, and I tell them my testimony, they go like, I would have never believed that. You know why? Because most people live like a victim the rest of their life. I am not a victim of that. I don't think I smell like smoke. I've been to the fire, but I don't smell like smoke. And none of you do either. Don't go around smelling like the smoke of the past, of the burdens and the hurts that you had. You are victorious. We carry the fragrance of Christ. Yes. That's a fragrance. When you come into the room, it is a sweet smelling savor to them, because it is the smell of salvation. It is the smell of redemption. It is the smell of the price that was paid for your life. And so you smell like Jesus. You are not a victim. And you do not smell like you have been victimized. You smell like Jesus. Amen? So just know this. When people see you, they see the glow of Christ. They smell His fragrance, and they're attracted to that in you. If they're attracted to you at all, it's what Christ in you they're attracted to. Right? You know, it's not my crazy gray hair. Oh. I thought it looked pretty good. The girl said to me the other day, did you sleep on that part of your hair? And it went flat. I said, I thought it looked kind of cute. I mean, come on. We're not going to get offended by that, are we? No. You just have fun with it. Come on. It gives you the... And the coach is like, you're funny. I said, no, I'm having fun. I'm just having fun with life. You know, we just have fun with life. We enjoy life. You know, you become the Tom Sawyer everybody wants to hang out with and paint your fence, right? Yeah, that's what Christ does in us. He attracts life. Life attracts life. Right there, we are full of life. Yes. Realize, because He said, I came to give you what? Life. More abundant life. So you're not a victim. You're not a survivor. You're an overcomer, and you live a victorious life, and you smell like Jesus. So, let's see. Where do I go from here? I told you a bunch of stuff, and I hadn't even got to put up. Oh, my book. I didn't think I'd had my book ready. But you know what? I wrote 7 chapters of the book. It's called With a Knife in My Throat, I Saw the Lord. The man did put a knife in my throat. I was driving home from the grocery store on a Saturday night, you know. Preacher's wife, 5 kids. People always come to church to come to eat dinner with you on Sunday, you know. And so I'm going to get the food for Sunday dinner, and then got in the back of the van and put a knife to my throat just before I got to my house. And as the knife came to my throat that night, he grabbed my shoulder. He flipped down the rearview mirror and pulled a 10-inch switchblade knife to my throat. That's the first thing that came to my mind. I will keep you in perfect peace if your mind is stayed on me, because you trust me. We were singing that tonight. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust you. You know where that came? That didn't come out of here. Right out of here. Let me tell you, you have got more in you than you understand, more than you know. The Spirit of God in you, every situation, He already has an answer for. What did He say? Jesus said, I'm going away, but I'm leaving you a teacher, a counselor. And what will He do? He will remind you of the things I have taught you. It's not teaching here. Get over you. Turn off your stinking thinking. Begin to let the Spirit of God rise up in you, and you'll see life from a different perspective. That has been our problem. We try to intellectualize and memorize and make everything into some little pattern. And you know what? God is a unique God that creates things differently all the time. And He wants to do something. If we just think it's by the book and we got to go by the pattern, we got to go by the book, we're going to miss God. Because God is unique. He never does anything the same way twice. Look around the room. You see 2 people in this room that look alike. Do you? Actually, look next to you on either side. They say 1 out of 3 people are ugly. So if the other 2 people are not ugly, Well, the other one's missing, you know. I'd make the other one, okay. But we have to begin to see ourselves differently. And so that night, long story, but the main thing is, with a knife at my throat, I saw the Lord as he took me to a gravel pit, intended to kill me and leave me in the gravel pit. But as he raped me, I saw the Lord. Literally, I saw the Lord. Now, you got to remember, we were pastoring a 2,500 member Baptist church in central Louisiana, and I'm the bad little preacher's wife. I'm the oddball preacher's wife, already in trouble with everybody about everything, because I just saw everything differently. But anyway, this man knew who I was. His dad was a pastor of another church. He had attended our church. He knew who I was. I was his chosen victim. He's raping me, and seriously, I had like one of these out-of-body experiences. It was like it wasn't even me. But I saw the Lord on the cross. And now I was saved at 7. And I've been, I was a good little, my husband said they used to call me Miss Billy Two Shoes in high school, I was a good little Christian girl. I played the piano for the church from the time I was 9 years of age. I was in the mission program. I was a chaplain in our high school. Everybody knew who I was. But man, I've never seen God like I saw him that night. He looked down from the cross, and at the foot of the cross, there stood 2 people, this man and me. And I really understood that night what it took to save me. I realized I was as guilty of his death as that man. I can't even explain to you how clearly that came to me that night. And because I saw the Lord, I was so changed. And it was hard even so much to tell. I won't try to tell all of it, but later that night, after I got with the police, they made me go back to the house and get some clothes. I go to the hospital and have an examination, for the rape kit and all that kind of stuff. And when I got back to the house, and my husband was with my 5 kids, and we got down on our knees and prayed. We put the kids to bed, and I just loved on them. And he had told Mom we got hurt tonight, but they didn't really know what had happened. My oldest daughter was 11, and so we had 5, 11 younger. And but my husband said, "Sheila, what's going on with you?" He said, "You don't seem to be upset." I said, "I am upset." And he said, "Well, aren't you angry at that man?" I said, "No." I said, "Well, I can't tell you what happened to me, but tonight I saw the Lord from the cross, and he just did this work in me of forgiveness. I can't even explain what he did in me. But I never even felt angry at that man. There was such a rush of his forgiveness for me that I knew I couldn't have any bitterness for him." And that began to be my story. The forgiveness of Christ, it was for me and for this man. Now, because it was a long process, and a lot to happen. You'll have to read the book, but I became like this unique piece of whatever at the police station. They were all like amazed when I tell the story, and they'd call people in, they'd call me out there. And I'll tell you one thing that happened. They were trying to get me to remember. I couldn't remember exactly what this man looked like. He pulled down the rearview mirror, and I couldn't really remember. And of course, it was pitch black where he took me, and he'd been behind me with a knife, and I just never had really seen his face. And it was like I said to him, I said, it's really such a blessing. I can't remember anything about him. And I know that it was real, and I know that it happened, but I can't remember anything. And I said, I'm really kind of glad, because it's not like when I close my eyes, I see him or anything. And they said, we have to have a link. We have a witness who thinks they saw this man get out of a certain car and go towards your van in the grocery lot that night, grocery store lot. And they said, but you've got to give us some clue. And I said, I have the mind of Christ, and he'll remind me of what I need to know. And they go like, oh, here she goes again, So they called me at 10 o'clock one night, several days after it happened. They said, we need to hypnotize you because we've got to have a link. And I said, I have the mind of Christ. I'm sorry, I don't do that. You're not going to hypnotize me. They said, well, then at least come up to the police station. We've gotten a man up here from Baton Rouge, and we want you to talk to him. I said, okay. So we're driving to the police station that night. Come up here and say by me, Vanessa. And my husband's driving, and he reached over like this and said, it's going to be okay, Shelia. When he did that I felt that man's hand. I saw that arm go up. I saw him turn the mirror down, and I saw his arm. He had a white insulator undershirt. I saw his hair, the shoulder length, and I saw brown work. That's all I remembered. You know what? That's all I could remember. Right. When I got to the police station, they started. I said, "You don't have to go through your." I said, "I told you, I have the mind of Christ." I said, "Let me tell you what happened tonight on the way to the police station." And they're looking at me and going like, "This woman is loony." She's going to tell us. And when I began to tell them exactly what I saw in my mind's eye, when my husband touched my shoulder, they went, "That's all we need. That is exactly the description we had. The only thing I missed was the blue jeans." And they said he had a white long sleeve shirt, he had long hair, and he had work boots on. And they said, "We know exactly who he is, and we'll pick him up in the morning," which they did. Now, I just say that to say this. God can take the worst of circumstances and make it a testimony. Those guys were like, and you know what happened within a couple of months? The police were having other women, rape victims in that region, call me. They said, "Would you mind talking to these women and talking to them what you just experienced? Because they need to hear it from somebody who's walked it out." Well, that wouldn't have been my chosen ministry, but it became a ministry. And I was going to tell you all this. The reason I wanted to tell that part of it is because we were pastored a large Baptist church, but actually our church, I became an embarrassment to our church. It's not about the Baptists. It's not that. But we were big. We had doctors and we had attorneys and we had people that worked in the Baptist building, the headquarters, and it was an embarrassment. It was on the front page of the paper. Not my name, but a picture of our band, a picture of our church, and a story about a woman with 5 kids who had been kidnapped. Excuse me. All the only thing missing is a name. She became innocent, but anyway. So everybody in town knew it, and it was, things people said to me were unbelievable. The worst part of the ordeal for us was what we dealt with Christian people. Yes. The man, I told you, the man who raped me was a preacher's son. The people in his denomination put together a legal defense fund and came against us. We were called everything in the book. We were accused of being unforgiving, bitter, ugly, mean people, not giving him a chance. You wouldn't believe the way they would bring groups of people to our front door, and the man would come in and talk to us and try to counsel us and tell us we were wrong. And I did not want to go to court. I said, "God, I don't really want to go to court." And he said, "No, you must." Yes. I said, "I don't want to." And he said, "This is what you put in my spirit. There are women who can't go in your case when they're treated like that because they don't have a life that would hold up in court. Maybe they'll rip them apart." He said, "You go for them. You go for your daughters. You go for the ones that have hurt, because somebody has to stand for what's right." So I went for that reason, because I knew God told me. And he said, "Don't worry about what to say in the hour. I'll give you what to say." The attorneys would go, "We need to work with you and work on your testimony." I said, "Why?" I told the truth, and now it happened. It hadn't changed. I'll tell the truth when I get in court. One district attorney said to my husband, "Mr. Artt, would you please try to talk to your wife?" And he said, "Sir, if my wife said she heard from God, you're not going to change her mind." He said, "Just let it go. Let her do it." And the attorney told me the man was convicted. He was given 19 years, but they had hired the governor's law firm as his attorney, and they got a loophole and got him out in a year, which is okay. You know what? I said, it's in their hands. I can't be bitter about that. But the district attorney said, "Mr. Artt, I have to tell this, and the way they got him out, this is what they used. He was convicted by the entire jury, 100% vote to convict him. But as I told the story, the judge had tears in his eyes, and they said the judge emotionally manipulated the jury. And so they overturned the conviction because of that. And the just because I've never heard a more powerful story and someone more assured of what she experienced, I could never have prepared her for that. And I said, I told you, God said He would tell me what to say in that hour. And just time after time, the experiences of walking through that, seeing God's hand in that. But I'm just saying again, the only reason I'm telling you that is because the doors began to open for me in the Women's Aglow.
Yeah.
The Women's Aglow found out my story, and I started ministering in regional and local chapters. And I just had a blast. I was already spirit-filled, so I'm already in trouble, So I found a group of women that would just love me, and I could identify with, they could identify with what I was sharing. So God used Women's Aglow to bless me and encourage me in those days when I felt like the whole world had turned against me. But you know what? It has been the greatest experience in my life because time, I can't tell you. I mean, that morning after it happened on Saturday night, and we never went to bed. We were at the police station all night, but we went the next morning to minister to the church. And as we were preparing for the offering, the organist and I always have an offertory prepared. And I looked at her and said, I want to play this morning. I began to play, Because He Lives, I Can Face Tomorrow. And then my heart was bursting in joy because I knew God had brought me through. He had something planned for my future. And so I played that song, and then my husband said, Sheila, I want you to come up here. And I got to preach that morning. No, I didn't. He said, come share the picture, because it was all the newspaper, all the news and everything that morning. And I looked, that place was packed that morning. And I looked at it, and in the Spirit, I saw Holy Spirit pointing out women in that congregation that had been abused, that had gone through sexual molestation. I just knew in my spirit. I said, I see everything differently. I see everything differently than I ever said. I shared that God's good. He's brought us through, and I even shared the night before at the hospital. I got to witness to a nurse, and she just repented and got her heart right with God. I said, this is going to be the greatest thing God's ever done for me, to give me an opportunity to share with people I never could touch before. I can identify with them. And God's opened a door of opportunity that I never even could have experienced. And I turned around, and my husband sitting in that big pulpit chair they always had up there. And I said, nothing's ever going to be the same again. He looked at me and I go, no, here we go. And I'm going to tell you, nothing has ever been the same again. But as I was working on my book this summer, and I'd written those 7 chapters, and they were just flowing, something kind of held me up. And about December, I was just praying that. I said, Lord, why am I like this writer's block or time restraints or whatever was going on? And He said, Sheila, you've got to take a new perspective on this. And I said, well, I've told this story for years. And He said, exactly. I've got a new understanding for you. He said, small letters with a knife at my throat, large letters, I saw the Lord. Yeah. So I was going back and rewriting every chapter. The things that happened every day after that, I saw the Lord in a new way. I saw a neighbor who I've never even gotten to know, who became my friend and would drive me to the grocery store because I didn't want to go by myself. And one day she came over to have a cup of coffee, and I went to the bathroom to put my face over, and she walked to the bathroom door, and she fell on the floor and started crying. I said, what is wrong with you? And she said, you don't even know who I am. I shouldn't be in your house. And I said, what do you mean? She said, she was like 14, my mother kicked me out of the house, and I lived on the streets as a prostitute for the next 4 years. I've never been married. Those children are by different men. I've never been married to their dad, and I'm not married to the man I'm living with now. And I said, so what? I said, you're my friend. You're my comforter. You're the one that's come along and guide me. And I said, God wants to do the same for you. She got saved in my bathroom floor that day. I would have never done to know her if I hadn't had that experience. I'm telling you, every door that God set before you is already open. Amen. Step through the door. Amen. Step into the promises of God. Listen, the biggest lie of religion is this: delay and distance. There is no delay in God. If He has made you a promise, it is yours for now. Yeah. Now. Make that your word. Now. Now is the day of salvation. Now is the day God wants you. Now is the day I turn it around and begin to live for God. Now. I'm not putting it off and saying, listen, we get too old for that, ladies. You can't put it off until all your life. Do you want to experience all God has for you? Now is the time. Step into the promises. Step into His plan for your life. Receive and accept exactly what He has for you, sis. We've already been talking. And I told her, I said, there's new revelation coming. Everything that they've been experiencing is just a new vision of what God is doing in your life. And you know, she shared a vision or an experience about someone who walked in miracles. I said, you've got them in you. I'm telling you. Some of you got things in you you've never discovered yet because you have not stepped into the door of faith, believing that God has something in you that can change lives. When you do, you'll get to see what is in you. It's already in you. It's been your lying, stinking thinking. Just made you think you're nobody. You have nothing to offer. That is not true. You have exactly what God has ordained in you to change the lives of those who around you. Begin to be exactly who He's called you. We are going to be who we are. My friend Shelia, who's in Mayo Clinic right now, going through the second round of breast cancer, and it's metastasizing to her lymph system. She says, be who God's made you to be. Be what you be. Be the light. Be the light in this world. I'm saying to you, be the light in someone's world. You are the light. You are the one. I can remember early on in the ministry, they couldn't bother me with this after public. People would come to me and say, pastors, we've got a new neighbor. Y'all need to come meet them and talk to them about Jesus. And I said, oh, excuse me, they moved next to you. Hello? Listen, don't put them in your life. Don't be looking for somebody to talk to. You are the one who's already ordained to say, it's not like I got to remember how many verses, or just tell them what He did for you.
Amen.
That is the gospel according to you.
Yes.
Amen? The gospel according to you is exactly what He's working out of you so that you can see lives change. People saved. People healed. In Walmart. Amen. Or wherever you are. Aren't you ready to see that happen? It's not taking them to the next revival meeting. It's seeing God work in you right now, changing lives. Can you believe that? If you can believe it and receive it, you will set this town on fire. You will set this region on fire. You will set the state of Texas on fire. The words are saved, but we have the fire saved. All right. All right. So, what I want you to do right now, I know it's getting late. I tell guys I'm used to these kind of meetings, but no, I'm kidding. The ladies, we meet all night, but I want you all to stand. And don't get with someone you know. But I want you to pair off with some people you're not real close to, don't know, because I want you to begin to pray and speak into the lives of everybody's going to get ministered to tonight. I'm not here to do ministry. I'm here to encourage what you already have in you, right? And so I want you to stand and begin to speak into the lives of those around you. Pray for them. Find one person at least and get with them. Pray with them and speak prophetically life into them. And see how God uses that. Father, we thank you. We thank you for your power. We thank you for your Spirit that's working in us, Lord. Now is the day. Now is the time. You've set before us an open door. Lord, we're stepping into that. We're stepping through everything that has held us back. We're cutting the ties of emotion and feelings and failures and fears. We step forward into your promises, into your purpose for our life. Lord, we open ourselves up to receive all that you have. All that is ours. Because, Lord, we have believed a lie about ourselves. And tonight we say we believe who you say we are. You say we are sons of God. We are called and we are empowered by your Spirit. So we step forward into that calling. We become all that you've called us to be. Lord, I thank you that right now this group of men and women, Lord, are stepping forward to change lives, to change this region. We thank you, Father, that you're empowering them by your Spirit. Lord, there's been working and a stirring and dissatisfaction with what they've done and what they've done. So you say tonight is your opportunity to become all I have called you to be. Step into your destiny tonight. Now we release by the power of God, by His very Spirit within you to become the missionaries to your nation, the missionaries to your neighborhood, the missionaries to your grocery store, the missionaries to your school, the missionaries to your job, You are a missionary wherever you go. You're taking the gospel of the kingdom of God into the world. Well, you said until the world has heard the gospel of the kingdom, you will not return. The end is not yet. So we're taking the gospel of the kingdom of God into the world. We leave from here tonight determined to change our world. We give you praise, Lord, for all you're doing. How you're stirring within each one tonight. Just put your hand right there on your belly. Thank you, you're stirring us up. We just begin to pray. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for stirring the Spirit of God within us. Oh, it's such a